Today, we show you our camper vans. They are comfortable and fully equipped flats on wheels for your short or extended camping road trip. Depending on the model, with a length of 5.4 to 6.4 meters, they offer living and sleeping space for 3 to 4 adventurers, whether as a family, among friends, or as a couple. In our family models, you will find an extra room in the pop-up roof with a double bed, a plus-in sleeping space, and thus an additional place of retreat. Welcome, I'm Dennis from FreewayCamper, and today I'm going to show you around our camper. To start, let's go directly to your living space here in the front. On the passenger side, I will show you how to turn the front seat. Of course, you can turn both the driver and passenger seats. Just follow these steps. First, move the seat forward. There is a lever right between your legs. Pull it up, and then you can move the seat forward and backward. Next, tilt the seat back up to at least 90 degrees so that you don't scratch the B-pillar when turning the seat. Once you've done that, reach over to the side. Here is a small lever that you can press, and then the seat will turn. Of course, you can now readjust the seat to a comfortable position. Now let's move to the inside of the camper. For this purpose, there is a step here to make it easier for you to get in. You can easily extend the step by pressing the button below, like this. Up to 4 people can sit comfortably in this living space. There is also a table that you can install. Keep in mind, the table must always be dismantled during the journey. I'll assemble it for you now. The table usually consists of 2 parts, the tabletop and a base. To insert the table, you need to place it upright on this rail and then simply lower it down. Now the table is firmly in the rail. You can also move it as you like by putting it back on the edge. Then we can extend the table by pulling down here. A second small tabletop appears, which extends the table. Also, we have storage space here down below. There are 2 compartments to store things, as well as above. Up above, we have cabinets, a lamp in the front that you can remove and put it in the back. It's important that you make sure when you remove the lamp, you turn it once and then put it back in with the sticker facing you. You can also use it as a reading lamp. All 230-volt sockets, such as the ones we have here, only work when external power is connected. As I'll explain later, there are charging options that also work independently from the external power. Let's move on to the kitchen. Your camper has a fully equipped kitchenette with a refrigerator, a 2-burner gas stove, and a sink. For example, in this camper, the refrigerator is located directly at the front here. The refrigerator is switched on as follows. Using this control panel, first press and hold the leftmost button to turn it on. As soon as the bars in the middle start blinking, you can adjust the coldness of the fridge by swiping left or right. You see 3 bars representing the level. Level 3 is optimal for this fridge. Furthermore, if you press the on-off button on the far left, you will see a moon symbol, which makes the fridge run more quietly at night. This is your 2-burner gas stove. It works as follows. You have a knob here, which you have to press and then turn. You should hear the gas flowing. In the next step, press the knob next to it to activate the pilot light. Hold it briefly so that the flame rises and you can start cooking. To turn it off, simply turn the knob back down again. It is important that you let the burner cool down properly after cooking. Wait at least 15 minutes before you lower the cover so that it doesn't get damaged. Next to the cooking area, there is a small sink. The faucet's height is adjustable and it provides hot and cold water. Please make sure to shut it off properly after use so it doesn't damage the water pump. The storage compartments all lock so they don't open while driving. Press it to open, and to close, simply push it in again. Down here, you also have more storage space with basic kitchen equipment, which is always included with FreewayCamper. If no gas comes out of the stove, the shutoff valve may be closed. There is an extra shutoff valve for the gas which is located in this camper. For example, directly down here in this compartment, you then have to check to see if the valve is open. Two more important notes. When using the gas, you should always have a window open. And before driving, you must close the gas bottle if your camper doesn't have duo control. Now, let's move to the sleeping area of your camper. The main difference in our campervan categories 540, 600 and 640 is the amount of space in the rear area. We are now in a 640, which has the largest bed and the largest storage space. The bed is about 2 meters by 2 meters. There are also windows in the back. These can be darkened and have mosquito netting. Above the bed, you'll find more storage space to store your clothes. Of course, your camper also has darkening options for the cockpit windows. There are several options. For example, a fully integrated blackout shade, which you simply close, or a magnetic curtain, which can be hung. In your family model, you have a pop-up roof where 2 people can sleep. To open the pop-up roof, follow these steps. First, loosen the safety catches. There are 2 safety catches, on the left and right sides. To do this, loosen the clamps and turn the safety catch. Do the same on the other side. Then open the belt and untwist it. Now the pop-up roof is open, and you just have to push it up. Remember that there are 2 loops on the handles that you can pull down beforehand to make it easier to later fold the pop-up roof back in. Then simply press. Make sure that the clips are no longer holding the pop-up roof. Then let it slide up. To get into the pop-up roof, use the included ladder. This is located either above the cockpit or in the rear storage compartment. Just assemble the ladder and then you can easily climb up to the pop-up roof. Please note the following instructions. Never step on the table or the armrest to get into the pop-up roof. Always use the ladder to go up. Also, before you open the pop-up roof, make sure that there is enough space above the vehicle. When closing the pop-up roof, there should be nothing else on the mattress except the bedsheet, meaning also no pillows or blankets. These should always be taken down beforehand. Finally, please make sure that the safety catches are all properly closed before you start the journey. Now let's move on to the bathroom of your camper. Before you use the toilet for the first time, it's important to follow a few steps. First, you should open the toilet lid. We provide a sanitation fluid that must be added before the initial use. It's highly concentrated, so you only need to add a small amount to the toilet bowl. Open the grey lever so that it flows into the waste tank below. Then flush with water, and finally, close the lever. You should follow this same procedure each time when you use a toilet. The toilet flush is located directly behind the toilet lid. Also, on the left side behind the toilet, there is a small display that is currently green and turns red when the waste tank is full. Note that the waste tank should be refilled with this sanitation fluid every time you empty it to maintain it as a base. Next, you have a sink with a retractable shower head. You can use this for showering, of course, and it easily hooks into the fixture up above. Also, there is a small lever on the top of the faucet, which may not be present in all models. In this case, it's a water stop, which should always be in the down position. Also, make sure that the faucet itself is properly shut off after use to prevent any potential damage to the water pump. With this bathroom, you are well equipped and can enjoy travelling self-sufficiently and comfortably. Let's move on to your camper's control panel. It's located directly above the sliding door. To activate it, press this button here. You can see the lights turning on. Now all the devices in the camper that require electricity can be activated. For example, the lights only work when the control panel is turned on, just like the water pump. Next, we have an icon here at the top representing a power socket on the camper. This will light up when you are connected to an external power source, supplying the vehicle with 230 volts. Starting from the upper right-hand corner, there is a battery symbol. When I hold this button down, several lights will illuminate, indicating the charge level of the camper. Below that, you'll find a water tank symbol that shows the fresh water level. Currently, it's blinking at 25%, indicating there's less than 25% of water in the camper's tank. Underneath that is the symbol for the wastewater tank. Nothing is illuminated here because it's currently empty. To the left, you'll find the control display. You might see a different type of display, but in general, the functionality is the same. When we activate it, more symbols appear. Starting from the left, there is a camper symbol with the thermostat, which symbolizes the heating system. Here, you can adjust the temperature to what you want by pressing it. Then, a flame appears in the upper left corner, indicating that the camper is heating up. A crucial note about the heating system. The camper has different vents on the floor where warm air comes out when using the heating system. These should always be open and not obstructed by any objects. Ensure the windows are closed when using the heating, but we recommend ventilating the camper a few times each day to circulate some fresh air. Next, you have a symbol showing a thermostat hanging in the water. This symbolizes the hot water heater. There are 3 different settings. If you select Boost, you'll have hot water within half an hour. One more important note regarding the heating system. After use, please don't forget to turn it off, just as you should do with the hot water heater. To turn them off, simply press the display symbol again. For the heating system, turn the dial back to off and press to confirm. You'll see the symbol disappear. Do the same for the hot water heater. Turn the dial back to off and confirm. The symbols will not be lit anymore, indicating that everything is off. We have various camper models, so as I have mentioned before, you might find a different control display than the one shown here. But the functions are always the same. It's for turning on the gas stove or activating running water in the camper. In the rear section of your camper, you'll always find the basic equipment that we provide. This includes 2 stools and a table. If you want to sit more comfortably, you have the option to reserve the comfortable chairs from the station. There is also a box with additional basic equipment. It contains important items like leveling ramps, an electric cable drum, a power adapter, and a water hose. Back here, you'll also find the gas system. This camper has a dual control system, which means that 2 gas bottles can be open while driving. The dual control also features a crash sensor. In case of a strong impact or an accident, it triggers and cuts off the gas supply. The dual control also automatically detects when one gas bottle is empty and switches to the other gas bottle. Let's move on to the exterior of your camper, starting with a cool gadget, the insect screen. There are two things to consider when using it. First, please always move it with both hands. To open it, one hand goes at the bottom, the other at the top, and then you pull the insect screen down. Now, you can comfortably sit inside the camper without flies or mosquitoes coming in. Second, to retract the insect screen, use both hands again, one at the top and one at the bottom, and pull until it's fully retracted. After that, you can close the sliding door. Next, I will show you how to fill the water tank. To fill the water tank, you'll need the vehicle keychain because the water tank key is attached to it. Insert the key and unlock it. You can easily insert the hose and connect it to a water supply using the tube adapter. It's crucial to only fill this tank with water and nothing else. Always use the diesel tank on the other side for diesel, and never put diesel in this tank. It's for water only. To close it, simply place the cap back, turn and press it, and of course, remember to lock it again. If you ever have issues with the fresh water supply in your camper, you can check whether the fresh water tank is closed at the rear. Lift the bed, and sometimes you may need to lift the slatted frame to reveal a small service hatch. When you lift the hatch, you'll see a small black knob, which you can use to close the fresh water tank if it's open. If you filled the tank with water from the outside and the water is immediately flowing out from under the camper, it's most likely because the fresh water tank valve is open. You'll need to use the knob behind the service hatch to close the tank, and then it will hold the water. If you need to get rid of unnecessary weight, for example, when you have a full water tank at the campsite and you have a long journey ahead and you don't want to carry excess water with you, you can release the water using the same black knob. It's essential to note that the camper should never be driven with a completely full water tank. If you still have the issue of the water tank releasing water instead of holding it, there is one other possibility. Your vehicle has a frost protector, which I will show you. Now we're back in the living area. As I mentioned, the frost protector is a second possibility for why you might not have water in your camper, or why the tank isn't holding the water when you try to fill it. Most of the time, the frost protector is located right under the rear seat bench in a compartment. Here, you can see the frost protector, which is currently activated. You can tell it's active by this button on the outside. So what's the function of this frost protector? When the interior temperature of your camper drops below 8 degrees, this frost protector activates and expels all the water that's in the tank or pipes. This could be the reason why you currently don't have water or the tank isn't holding the water. You can easily deactivate it by pushing this button and turning the dial. Now the frost protector is deactivated and you can fill the camper with water. If you want to empty the wastewater tank, you'll need this wastewater key. The key is usually found in the driver's door. Take this square-shaped key, insert it under the toilet tank right here. The location may vary depending on the model, but it's typically in this area. Insert it and turn it downward. And if there's wastewater in the tank, it will drain from here. It is crucial that you never empty the wastewater tank in nature, but instead always use designated areas for that. To close it, simply turn upward again and remove the wastewater key. If you don't find your wastewater tank under the toilet tank, check the other side of your camper, as there are various ways to empty the wastewater tank, depending on the vehicle model. To connect your camper to an external power source, you have two adapter cables and an electric cable drum. First, go to the driver's side and open the hatch here. To connect the camper, use this cable with a quick release plug. Just lift the hatch at the top and insert the cable. You can then extend the cable using the cable drum or another adapter cable depending on the power source at your campsite. To disconnect, simply press this little blue lever located here. A small hint for you. Give it a light tap down before driving to ensure the hatch is securely closed and won't flap around during your journey. Right next to the power connection, you'll find the exhaust for your auxiliary heater. If you're using the parking heater, warm air comes out of here. Please do not block this or put anything in front of it. Now, let's look at your camper's toilet waste tank. For this, you'll need the vehicle keychain with the water tank key to unlock the compartment. Just insert it and unlock it. Then you can easily remove the tank. Before taking it out, please check inside the bathroom and toilet to ensure that the grey lever is closed. Then you can pull out the tank and see what it looks like. To empty the waste tank, fold out this nozzle, unscrew the blue cap, and always empty the contents into a designated toilet. After emptying the waste tank, open this slider and turn the blue cap. Be careful not to look directly into the waste tank as there might be some splashing. Afterwards, open it, add water, close it again, shake the tank well to ensure water reaches all corners, and empty it again through this nozzle. It's best to repeat this process 2 to 3 times until the toilet tank is entirely clean. Afterwards, double check the contents to make sure that there are no more residues in the tank, such as toilet paper or fecal matter. Please make sure that the tank is thoroughly cleaned before you close it. After that, insert it again. Remember, you can only do this when the grey lever at the toilet is also closed. If the tank gets stuck, check in the bathroom first. Don't force it in, or you could damage something. After reinstalling the waste tank, don't forget to close and lock this compartment again. It's important to check the wastewater tank thoroughly before returning it to ensure it's properly flushed and free from any dirt or fecal matter. Here, next to the driver's side, you'll find the diesel and AdBlue tanks. We always provide these tanks full at pickup, which means both the diesel tank and the AdBlue tank are full. Please make sure that when you fill the diesel tank, you use diesel exclusively and nothing else. Don't use super or similar fuels. Just like the water tank, only use this other side for diesel and never put diesel in the water tank. After filling, remember to lock it again. You can find AdBlue at any gas station, either at an AdBlue pump dispenser or in a small bottle. One more important note, we follow the full to full rule, which means we hand over the camper with the diesel and AdBlue tanks full and expect them to be returned to us full as well. Now let's talk about extending your awning. There are some important things to consider. First, make sure to close the sliding door and the passenger door before extending the awning. In the next step, take the awning crank, which you can find in the rear storage area, and insert it into the mechanism here. Ensure that the awning crank is securely in place to prevent it from slipping and possibly damaging the paint. Then, start cranking the awning out. At around 1 meter of your extension, you can unfold the legs on the left and right. It's essential that you secure the support feet as soon as you unfold these legs. or else the awning could collapse. Then, step by step, move forward. First, crank the awning so that the legs are upright. Once the legs are straight, take both legs on the left and right and move them forward and continue cranking until the legs are upright. The awning should only be used as sun protection and should be retracted in case of rain or strong winds. Similarly, if you're leaving the campsite or leaving the vehicle unattended for an extended period, you should never leave the awning open. The awning can be damaged if there's suddenly a storm or strong wind that lifts it up. Additionally, the awning should never be retracted while wet or damp. Please make sure it's completely dry before retracting the awning. Also, always ensure that the support legs are securely locked. To retract the awning, follow the steps in reverse order. Last but not least, let's talk about your camper's cockpit. In the driver's door and the passenger's door, you'll find essential equipment such as a safety package consisting of a warning triangle, a first aid kit, and additional warning vests. You'll also always have a vehicle folder on board. This vehicle folder contains an accident report in both German and English, as well as the vehicle papers. Important note, if you ever have an accident, please be sure to fill out this accident report and promptly inform our customer service about the accident. Additionally, you'll find a fire extinguisher or spare oil provided in the doors. Next to the steering wheel, you'll usually find the cruise control in your camper, which can be set using a straightforward lever. Our campers come with either a standard manual transmission or an automatic transmission, depending on the model. In the center, in this model, there's a small screen. One cool feature is that when you shift into reverse, the image from the rear view mirror camera appears, giving you a clear view of the back. Nevertheless, we strongly recommend having someone guide you when reversing, especially if you're traveling with a partner, to help secure the rear area. All our camper vans also have air conditioning, and you'll find additional charging options up front, such as USB ports or a 12-volt outlet. Here are some final pieces of information. In the front windshield, typically in the upper left corner, there's a sticker displaying the vehicle's height and width measurements. Please pay attention to these, as it's crucial, particularly regarding camper cleaning. The camper should always be returned in the same condition as you received it. Never wash the exterior in an automated car wash, as this could damage the awning or the pop-up roof. Instead, please use a self-service car wash and clean the vehicle yourself. Now, nothing stands in the way of your camping trip. So get out there and have fun.